Hey guys, it's been some time. I know, but I am so glad to be back. Hope everyone has been taking care of themselves because I have. Where do I start? I'll start with this. I came across this quote on Pinterest and it goes, "Taking care of yourself is productive." And I know there's so many of us that just kind of push through the hardship and we don't necessarily take the time to pour back into ourselves. I not only experienced burnout, but I was also dealing with a lot of personal things in my life behind the scenes, and I, for a very long time, just only knew how to just push through it, work through it. I decided to give myself the permission to take a break, to rest without guilt. And truly, it has been the most freeing thing. There's been, plenty of times in my YouTube season since 2018, I've had on and off periods with creating content for this channel. But to be quite honest, since 2018, I've experienced a lot of grief, change, family loss, and family has been impacted by chronic illnesses. And for me, as long as I knew, I just kind of pushed through by creating because I felt like it was a great distraction and a way to work through the pain and my hardship. However, there's, as much as I was making things happen for myself, I wasn't really taking care of like the inner stuff. So if there's anyone out there, and I'm pretty sure there are, and you've been in the season or currently in the season, I truly recommend and hope that you just step away and give yourself permission to rest without the guilt. Like I said, I stepped away plenty of times and my brain was always like on autopilot, worrying about fall far too behind in creating content and I'm going to miss up on the trends. And it really didn't give myself the chance to rest even in that point. It was almost paralyzing. If you are experiencing that, take it as a sign. It is okay. It is okay to walk away. It's okay to pivot. It's okay to step away and shut everything out and off. I even came to a point where I thought about quitting YouTube because, not to jump back into this, but like I really thought about quitting. But, my husband said, you have to ask yourself, if you're going to pursue very like career mode or whatever and just like live with life as it is, which is totally fine. Like still considering, or if you really want to lean into your content and your brand, you have to ask yourself, which side of the story will you be most regretful? I can't do it. I really just wanted to give up, but I just kept thinking how I would be haunted by my dreams. And this is also part of the problem where I'm like always pushing through hardship and struggle and not giving myself the means to rest. But, I thought about that, and what it came down to is what I'm doing and how I've been trying to like push myself to the next level and tier when it comes to my content here on YouTube is it wasn't sustainable for my lifestyle. It wasn't, the batch content is really helpful for someone who is working full time and who has a lot of other things outside of things. I'm not saying that method didn't work for me. I think it was more so the type of content and like what I was circling around, like the niche thing. And I just felt like I had a lot more to offer. And I do. I just was trying to recognize these patterns because I would ghost y'all in a quickness and I couldn't even muster up like the words to let you know, hey, I'll be back, because I didn't want to give myself a time limit. I just wanted to know if it was for me, if YouTube was still for me, I would come back. And I feel like it eventually came back because the method and the process and the direction I've been navigating with, I either outgrew it or I just sharpened it, and I felt like it was now, it's a bit more balanced. So I had to like rework some things. I knew like this hard reset was coming. I think for what I need in my life right now, what I know I need right now in my life is something slow and intentional, relatable, and something that can come with my lifestyle, right? I've tried so long to pair my creativity, to cram it in a box to a specific niche and appease the algorithm machine, like keeping up. And it's always changing. It's this master game. And I was over it. I'm not trying to keep switching it up. I like to create just because. And if it reaches people, that's even better. It's just part of the storytelling aspect that I have joined, and the memory keeping that I like, and the expression, So it was just, I had so much more to share, but I got a little claustrophobic in the thrifty fashion content, the styling, even, the hauls, because at the end of the day, I do not need all this stuff. I am suffocating in a lot of things, like material things. And as much as like I enjoy a thrill of a good shop, and I love clothes and I love handbags and purses, jewelry, like I love the things. And there were so many ways I could remix, like the content was like, oh, shop out of your closet and whoop, 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 or how to upcycle this, or let's purge, let's shop. And it just became this thing. Anyway, I just got burnt out on the content, and there's other things that I wanted to pull into this channel, more of like lifestyle and the other things that I'm doing, which I'll share here in a minute. But yeah, so I said, let's try this again. Let's step away, and whatever comes to me, the downloads I receive, I pray that it's like more aligned with my lifestyle, because I want to continue to do this, but there has to be a balance. And that's exactly what I did. I'm bringing you all into this new season, this new chapter. I completely revamped the platform that truly embodies a true balance of my creative self and intentional living. I want to welcome you all to House of Deserai, my creative haven rooted in luxury in the living, found beyond the materials, but within the ordinary. A space that is rooted in creative freedoms, with no strings attached, where ideas are malleable and flexible. A living and breathing space that coincides with my daily living, where I'm allowed to bloom into who I am while navigating in self and softness and even the midst of hardship. Connecting and having candid and relatable conversations. With the rate of the trends and the consumerism, I don't see it slowing down anytime soon. So that's why I'm like surrendering to the game. Just, I'm at this point where I need to approach life very slowly and intentionally, because I don't want to keep up with the machine. I'm just totally in my own lane. I think we all should take the chance to switch lenses, switch gears, and like find the luxury in the ordinary, Really find the beauty in the simple things. So in House of Deserai, I'm totally going to bring you along, still on those very much fashion and lifestyle content. There's that's still very much going to be some of the pillars that I want to share, but just in a different way, because things sometimes perform better via shorts or reels or TikToks versus long form content on YouTube. That's another thing. And I just didn't want to work harder and not smarter. So that's why we had to do the whole revamp and like consider what will be sustainable for this channel as well as my lifestyle. And that's why I want to bring other components of my life that wasn't really showcased. I kept it very niche specific, but I am also going to bring you along with my husband and I's photography business, Amandu Photography. We're on Instagram, check us out. And like this, pretty much this entire year, we've been working on our portfolio and connecting with other photographers, models, families, and couples, and just having fun with experimenting and really taking a big chance on like studio photography. We've done a lot of outdoor stuff and, you know, worked in the elements, which I very much still love, but we didn't have that experience in the studio. So, you know, you're going to have the ins and outs of that. I have pursued freelance modeling again, and I think it's totally something I want to share with you all because, you know, I'm in my 30s now. I'm not like the average model height. I'm very much average type of woman, you know what I'm saying? So I think it will be really cool to bring you along this adventure and see where that leads us. And obviously with the other niche bits and tabits, like, you know, little bits of my life and just resetting here and there. And that's why I'm so excited for this revamp. I really think it will be sustainable for what I have going on. And when life gets rough, because, you know, I'm currently dealing and like working through some personal things with my life and my family. And we're just like, you know, you got to take it day by day. You have to be very present. And the stuff that I was doing before, like I said, just kind of didn't align with everything that's going on the outside. And that's why I feel really good about this next chapter with House of Deserai, and really taking the opportunity to cherish the small things in the ordinary. Like, and I want this channel to reflect that, how you can really have a rich life, you know what I'm saying? And the simple and ordinary, and whatever you do, it's not just what I'm not talking about like camping and living in the forest, even though that's like a deep dream, but I'm saying with what you have, make the best out of it, and to recognize the simple, keen things that are just rich and beautiful. And that's where I wanted to bring you along. So sorry for my hiatus. I'm not really apologizing. I'm sorry I didn't share that I was going to ghost you guys for 4 months, but I'm so happy to be back. And I'm really excited to see how this next season, this next chapter unfolds here on YouTube, and very much looking forward to bringing you all along. So I'll see you guys next time in the next video. Take care of yourselves. Peace.